helps you do things right.
Hi, I'm Dean Johnson.
And I'm Robin Hartl from the public television program Hometime.
In this video, we'll show you how easy it is to assemble, install, and adjust your new Stanley garage door opener.
But this video is only a brief overview. It is not intended to replace the manual for installation. Before you begin installation, you want to become familiar with your garage door. First, determine what type of door you have. Whether it's a one-piece track door, a sectional track door, or a trackless door. We'll be installing this opener on a sectional track door, the most popular type. Now, if you have a one-piece track door, then you just follow the same instructions. A trackless door requires a couple of different steps, and we'll be covering these as we go along.
Before you start, remove any ropes and cords from the door and deactivate any locks. Then make sure the door is in good operating condition with these tests. Make sure the door moves easily and freely by slowly opening it to its fully open position and then closing it to its fully closed position. Then open it to its midpoint and release it. It should hold that position. Next, move it to its 3/4 open position. Now, it should maintain that position or slowly creep upward. Then finally, lower it to its 3/4 closed position. Now again, it should hold this position or slowly creep downward. If your door fails any of these tests, your springs may be out of adjustment. Contact your local door dealer for assistance. Never try to repair a door yourself. These springs are under extreme tension and can cause serious injury. And remember, a garage door opener will not correct a poorly operating garage door.
With the door ready, make sure to read the instructions carefully and take the time to check out the various parts of your Stanley garage door opener. But never operate the power unit until the opener is completely installed, and make sure that your radio transmitter is in a safe place. You'll also be needing a few tools, like an adjustable wrench, a blade screwdriver, a drill with a 1/4 inch and 5/16 inch drill bits, 7/16 inch and 1/2 inch socket wrenches, a tape measure, a pencil or pen, a piece of 2x4 board, and a stepladder.
Now we're ready to assemble the opener. The first 5 tube sections go together first, with the idler assembly as the last section. Now make sure these are fully seated. You may have to gently tap them together. Put the plug button at the end of the tube and slide on the traveler. Make sure the arrow is pointing in the direction of the idler assembly and the garage door. Now push the plug end of the tube into the power unit's tube support.
Now the next step is to connect the chain and cable to the power unit. But before you do this, you have to make sure that the traveler is in the right position. Now for track doors, this distance should be 39 to 41 inches from the tube support on the power unit. That should do right there. Now for trackless doors, this should be 50 to 52 inches.
First, take the chain end and fasten it to the traveler carrier with a master link on the top.
Now carefully unroll the chain and loop it around the drive sprocket and continue down the other side of the tube. Be sure the traveler is still in the correct position.
Unroll the cable off the cardboard, thread the end through the idler assembly, and connect it to the other end of the traveler carrier. Now adjust the chain and cable tension by tightening the adjustment screw with a 7/16 inch socket wrench. Leave about a 1/2 inch segment around the tubes. Then snap the chain guard over the drive sprocket.
The emergency release cord is already pre-assembled. Be sure to read the red information tag. It describes how to manually disconnect the opener from the door. Now, if your garage door is the only entrance to your garage, you must install an emergency disconnect lock. Now, this item is sold separately.
The next step is to install the header bracket. Slowly raise the garage door to its highest point off the ground while opening. This is called the high rise. You'll need this measurement to determine where to locate the header bracket. Okay, I got it there, Robin, thanks. Find the center line of your door and then mark that on your header up here and on the top of the door. Then take the measurement for your high rise, in our case it was 93 inches, add 2 inches to that, and then mark that dimension on the center line up here on the header. This is where you'll attach the header bracket. The nail can be used to temporarily hold it in place. If you have a trackless door, the header bracket should be mounted 6 inches above the high rise of the door. If you have torsion springs, the header bracket should be mounted right above the torsion spring mount. Thanks, Robin. Drill 1/4 inch holes for the lag screws and use a 1/2 inch socket wrench to secure the header bracket. Then raise the tube assembly and fasten the end of the bracket with a long clevis pin and lock clip.
To secure the power unit to the ceiling, first raise it up on a ladder high enough to clear the door. Then pull the emergency release cord and slide the traveler towards the power unit. Now we can center the opener over the door. Prop it up with a 2x4 laid on edge. This will ensure that there's enough clearance between the opener and the door. Now we can secure it to the ceiling.
First, attach the angle iron to the ceiling above the power unit. Use the metal straps included with the opener to hang the unit from the angle iron. This mounting may vary according to your ceiling design, so check the instructions for specific examples. Now you can remove the 2x4 and carefully close the door by hand, making sure that it clears the tube by at least 1 inch. That looks pretty good. Now for trackless type doors, this tube should slope up at a slight angle toward the door.
To attach the opener to the door, first assemble the door bracket, the L-link, and the bar link as shown in the instructions according to the type of door you have, and make sure the shoulder bolt is used with the door bracket. Secure the bar link to the traveler with the short clevis pin and lock clip. Then pull the red cord and slide the traveler down to the door. Center the bracket and line it up with the top rollers, which would be about 3 to 6 inches from the top of the door. Now, if you've got a trackless door, the L-link connects to the traveler and the bracket mounts on the top of the door. Drill 5/16 inch holes and attach the bracket to the door. Some garage doors require additional reinforcement, especially lightweight fiberglass or metal doors. You should consult your instructions for more information and contact your door manufacturer. Now manually open and close your door to make sure it operates freely.
The opener comes with a push button so you can operate it from the garage. Strip the insulation off the ends of the wires and connect them to the 2 screws at the back of the button. Be sure to mount this button 5 feet above the floor so it's out of the reach of children, and also stick the entrapment warning label nearby. Then run the wires up the wall, across the ceiling, and down one of the metal straps. Don't run wires next to other wires in the garage. Then connect them to the push button terminals on the power unit. The power unit also has a light on it that automatically comes on for 4.5 minutes when you activate the opener. You should install the light bulbs and the lamp house for that now.
Your Stanley garage door opener comes with an infrared beam sensor. It's easy to install. It comes pre-wired, and these 2 units attach to each side of the door opening. The wire loops around the garage door, and it gets plugged into the power unit. Now, the sensor is a safety reverse, so if the beam is obstructed while the door is closing, the door will stop, reverse, and open. Now, if it's not connected to the door opener, or if it's not aligned properly, then the handheld radio transmitter will not allow you to close the door.
The only way you can then close the door is to hold down the wall-mounted push button. All Underwriter Laboratories listed openers manufactured after January 1st, 1993 must operate this way.
Before mounting the sensor, you should know which side of your garage door gets the most amount of sunlight. Sun can affect the operation of the sensor, so you want to mount the receiving unit on the side that gets the least amount of sun. First, attach the sending and receiving units to the brackets with the thumb screws provided. Just tighten them by hand for now. With the door in the fully closed position, Mount the receiving unit to the wall 2 to 4 inches above the floor and 12 inches inside the door opening if possible. Some light construction may be required for mounting because the unit must point to the other side of the door opening and have nothing obstructing its view. Now uncoil the wire and run it up the wall, across the top of the opening and down the other side of the wall. Be sure the wire is out of the path of the garage door. Tack this temporarily with the staples provided.
Mount the sending unit the same as you did the receiving unit, only 1 inch higher. Remember, the units must point toward each other, not have anything in there. With the remaining wire up and across the ceiling and down to the power unit. Then carefully plug the polarized connector into the obstruction sensor plug at the back of the power unit. Now you can connect the power by plugging the opener into a grounded outlet. The opener lights should blink once, indicating the power is applied.
Once the power is hooked up, you can align the beam sensor. You do this by loosening the thumb or mounting screws and by moving the 2 units up and down or left and right. When the red alignment light comes on, pivot the unit around until you find the range of adjustment. For proper operation, it is very important that you align both the sending unit and receiving unit by moving them up and down and left and right to find the center of the operating range. After this is done, tighten all the screws. Finish tacking down the wire and loop and secure any extra wire in a safe location. The last step of the installation process is to reconnect the traveler with the carrier. First, pull the emergency manual disconnect and allow the mechanism to engage in the slot. Then slowly open the door and the traveler will reconnect.
The opener is designed so you can customize the amount of force the power unit applies to the door. You can do this by using these open and close force knobs. These come set from the factory with a minimum amount of force to the door, so they'll probably have to be adjusted. First, press the button on the transmitter to start the door closing. If the door starts to close and then reverses with the opener lights blinking, you have to increase the close force. Turn the close force dial 1/10 of a turn clockwise to increase the amount of force. Then press the transmitter button again. You may also need to increase the factory set open force. But remember, turn these dials in 1/10 increments only. You want the door to cycle between the factory set open and close positions without the lights on the opener blinking. If the door stops when opening and the lights blink, then increase the open force by turning the open force dial in 1/10 increments.
Once the force is set, test the safety mechanism of the opener, but be sure not to stand in the path of the beam sensor. Otherwise, the door will automatically reverse and open. So start the door closing, stick your hands underneath the door. Okay, go ahead. The door should stop and reverse itself pretty easily. The lamp house lights should start blinking. This indicates the obstruction mechanism has been activated. The door should reverse with minimum force. Otherwise, decrease the close force and try it again. Now, once you have the close force adjusted, start the door opening. Okay, go ahead. Try to stop the door with your hands. You should be able to stop it with minimum force. Otherwise, decrease the open force.
Now you can adjust the closed travel position on your opener. First, activate the door to the factory set close position and allow it to stop. Now turn the black closed travel knob at the bottom of the power unit in the direction of the arrow. This will inch the door down. Continue to turn the knob until the door is secure against the floor and the tube slightly bowed.
Be sure to test the reversing ability of your door by putting a 2x4 laid flat under it. The door should contact the board, reverse, and open. If it fails to reverse, refer to your manual for instructions. You may need to adjust the close force, door linkage, or close position.
Now you can adjust the open limit of your door. Activate the door to the factory set open position and wait until it stops. Then slowly turn the white knob in the direction of the arrow. The door will inch its way open. Turn it until the door is in its natural open position.
Now test the door's beam sensor. While the door is closing, obstruct the invisible beam. The door should stop, pause, and begin opening. Obstructing the beam while the door is opening will have no effect.
Well, that pretty well wraps up our adjustments. Now be sure to read the instructions carefully before you begin your installation. The manual contains important tips on safety, on troubleshooting, and information on your warranty. The Stanley toll-free number is also listed so you can get quick answers to any of your questions.
As with any motorized equipment, care is needed to assure its safety. Please check the safety reverse function on your garage door opener monthly. Children should never be allowed to walk or run under the garage door while it's moving. Playing with the door can result in serious injury or fatality, and never let children play with the radio transmitter.
Your Stanley garage door opener allows you to customize the security code in your transmitter. You just set the switches on your transmitter to match up with those on your power unit. Refer to your coding instructions for more information. There's also a full range of accessories available from your retailer to complement your Stanley garage door opener. This 4-function wall console will replace your push button and give you 3 new functions. This button opens and closes the garage door just like the push button. And this switch can be used if you go away on vacation and want to shut down the opener for added security. This switch turns on the lights of the power unit, and this control can be wired to a feature mounted on the entry door that automatically turns the light on when the door opens. An extra transmitter is often needed for a second car or to have a spare around the house. These mini transmitters are easy to carry around in a purse or a pocket and can be used as a keychain. This wireless code key entry uses a 4-digit code to open and close the garage door. It lets you operate the opener without a transmitter or key. Another option is this electric key switch, which allows you to operate the door from the outside with a key instead of a transmitter. There's also an emergency disconnect lock, so if the power fails and the garage door is the only opening to the garage, you can still open the door. Stanley has made their garage door openers easy to install and operate. For Hometime and Stanley, I'm Dean Johnson.
And I'm Robin Hartl.
If you're doing it yourself, make sure you're doing it right. Stanley tools can help you work better, faster, and more professionally. There's a full line of high-quality Stanley hand tools to help you get the results you want. When you need hinges, hooks, handles, brackets, and latches, Stanley offers you plenty of choices. Over 10,000 different hardware items to make sure you find exactly what you're looking for. Stanley fastening tools make repairs around the house easy. We offer a broad range of hot melt glue guns, riveters, nailers, and power staplers. Stanley painting tools make any painting project easier. To organize your closets, consider the Stanley Closet Organizer. Steel planks, not wood or tubing, to make it last and look good. And Stanley Door Systems offer you beautiful, energy-efficient, and secure entry doors in complete, easy-to-install assemblies. They're crafted of rugged steel and arrive pre-hung. For inside, we offer a full line of beautiful mirrored doors. And for your garage, Stanley makes durable steel overhead doors in a wide range of sizes and styles. If you're doing it yourself, get a little help from the Do-It-Yourself company. At Stanley, we want to help you do things right.